Yes, sir.
I'd like to ask you about a local and regional issue. The James River that runs through Richmond here and the Chesapeake Bay and to which it goes. You know, the parish depend on the James River to make a living with their outfitting company. Your EPA has very thankfully initiated a wonderful effort to finally clean up all the waters that enter the Chesapeake Bay. However, our state government is resisting playing its part. Whereas going ahead with this cleanup would create thousands of private sector jobs, as well as the benefits from clean water and better fish. They're saying that we can't afford to do this in this economy, when actually doing it would be the kind of thing that would help the economy and our waters recover. Do you have anything to say about that?
Well, I agree with you, and I'll pass on your suggestions to Mr. McDonald. Because, well, look, the point you make, I think, is important. Sort of a general point, which is, for a long time, we tended to think of the environment in conflict with the economy. Right? The notion was clean air, clean water is nice to have, but you know, if it comes down to it, it's more important that we have jobs. The point you're making is that clean air and clean water can improve the economy and create new jobs if we think about it in creative ways. And that's part of the argument that I've been making about clean energy. Let me give you an example. When I came into office, we were producing about 2% of the advanced batteries that are used in hybrid cars and electric cars. 2% of the market. And we were probably just barely hanging on. Eventually, if you only got 2% of the market, you're going to end up with 0% of the market. So what we did was we said, as part of the Recovery Act, let's invest in a made-in-America, homegrown battery manufacturing effort. And we now have, across the country, people working in factories making advanced batteries that are going into American-made cars. Because what we also did at the same time was we raised fuel efficiency standards on cars and trucks for the first time in 30 years. We didn't do that, by the way, through legislation. We actually got auto workers and auto companies and environmentalists and all the stakeholders to agree on raising fuel efficiency standards nationally. So it didn't get a lot of attention because it wasn't a big ruckus in Washington. We just did it. And so automakers now want to make more fuel-efficient cars, and we now have the advanced battery manufacturing here in the United States to take advantage of that new market. We estimate that by 2015 we're going to have 40% of the advanced battery market. So you've got a homegrown manufacturing industry here in the United States putting people to work in good jobs and good wages. But that wouldn't happen if there wasn't a market for clean cars. That's one of these guys is one of those mics is going on, so I think we're good. But I want everybody to understand there are going to be some times where we do have to make some choices. I mean, coal is a good example, where coal is a dirty burning fuel, and mining coal can often be environmentally really destructive, particularly to rivers and waterways. On the other hand, we've got tons of coal. We're the Saudi Arabia of coal. So what I've said is, well, let's invest in research and development to see if we can burn coal cleanly. And if we have regulations that provide incentives for coal companies to burn coal cleanly and mine coal cleanly, they'll adapt. And they'll start using new technologies, and that will create a more future-oriented growth industry. But a lot of folks resist it. Their attitude is, well, no, we don't want to change anything. We just want to keep on doing what we've been doing. Sooner or later, the world passes you by. China, India, Japan, all these countries are all thinking about new ways to find clean energy. And if we're not the ones who get there first in terms of figuring this stuff out, then they're the ones who are going to get the jobs of the future. And I don't want them to get those jobs. I want us to have those jobs right here in the United States.